Hi guys, how you doing? This is YouLoveNicktana back again with another first impressions video, and I am calling this a first impressions video because I didn't plan on doing this at all, but I just got done reviewing my Dragon Quest Monsters review, which you guys should check out. I'll put up a little card right here, and I brought up Sonic Unleashed, which is the second game on my list for games that I want to play in 2024. I'm doing a challenge right now where I beat 50 games in 2024, and as you can see right here, somewhere on there, Sonic Unleashed was on there. So I did the precautions, and I ended up finding a way to hook up my Xbox 360 underneath my decks to start recording footage for Sonic Unleashed. If you guys have been watching this channel for a very long time, I'm very adamant how much I love the Sonic games. Sonic DX and Sonic Adventure 2 were two of the biggest masterpieces I played when I was a kid, from exploring Chow Garden to the way that everything felt control-wise, camera-wise, story-wise in both of those games were absolutely amazing, even with the goofy little mouth movements and everything else in Sonic DX, but I try to get past that. For me, those two are what really kind of set it off to me kind of on this journey and just talking about video games, and I'm always very adamant about those being my favorite Sonic games. People who love Sonic or people that just play the game in general, I think everybody agrees that Sonic has had a very piss poor 3D transition. I think the 3D games have been pretty atrocious, and low-key I call myself a fraud because I haven't even played a lot of the 3D Sonic games. There's a lot of them I missed out on, with Sonic Unleashed being one of them. So I ended up going to one of my local reselling stores, and I ended up buying Sonic Unleashed for a whopping $11. And I thought that was a very good deal, and it gives me time to kind of go back and play the game to what I missed out on, to what I really liked and what I didn't. I am doing this first impressions video because right now I hate this game so much that I'm gonna talk about everything that I hate about it, and then hopefully at the end when I do a final review, see if things change, and if they don't expect another video on this topic. Just kind of sum this up as a first impression / review or whatever it has to be. I will still complete it. I will show you guys physical proof that I did complete it. If you guys want to watch me play it, make sure you guys check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/YouLoveNicktana to watch everything live. So kicking it off with Sonic Unleashed. First thing, when I popped in the disc, I thought everything looked very cool. It kicks you off with like a movie cinematic cutscene. It shows Sonic and Eggman going at it like they usually do. Sonic gets into a scrapple with Eggman, and eventually he gets caught up. He gets caught up and he turns into a werewolf. Like, kind of crazy, right? Like some like Michael Jackson Thriller stuff. You get turned into a werewolf. Like, I don't think anybody expected the Sonic werewolf thing to ever come about, but honestly, as a kid, or as I saw this throughout the years, I thought it was kind of like badass, not really knowing what the game was going to be, or considering like, oh, what is Sonic going to do now that he's a werewolf? Well, you think it's badass, and his appearance looks very cool, but at the end of the day, dude, very fraudulent. And what they try to do is absolutely terrible. And I want to know who thought about these ideas. I want to know where you're at now, because hopefully you're in a room trapped with pillows and a straitjacket, because this was just unnecessary, and I didn't need to have this experience with a Sonic game to figure out how much I really hated this. First thing I want to kick off with is I did play the first level of the game. The first level takes off as any other Sonic game, where you go to your section and you're just running and running and running, and you collecting coins, and you're making your way speedrunning through the map. Everything seems all sweet and dandy, but for some reason, the camera is so bad in that game, dude. I don't know what it is with the camera angles. I kind of summed that up to just being bad in third-person games in general, but this one, bro, the camera wants to sucker punch Mike Tyson you. It is so bad, the way that it rotates and the way that it just doesn't function. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So it's actually very annoying, and you're fighting with it all the time. So I had that experience. It felt like when I was trying to collect rings, my controls fell off. They felt stiff. They felt a little laggy. I don't understand what that could have been due to, but I did not have a good experience, even just based off the first level getting into that. You beat the first level, and everything seems all cool and dandy, and like, all right, yeah, whatever, man. We'll just kind of chalk that up, whatever. It's hard for a game to be better than Sonic Adventure 2, bro. It might be one of the best Sonic games to ever grace this earth. And I'm not just like over-exaggerating. I really think that's how it is. But you get into the next part of the story, and you see Sonic. He turns into a werewolf. He meets this guy who obviously lost his memory. He's a funny looking dude, like cute little looking dude. Like, he looks cool. He loses his memory because Sonic falls on him, and that's about all I really have to say about that. It's leading into something, but now these two are together, and Chip's just cool. whatever it is. Also, the thing that this Sonic game actually does, I'm pretty sure this game was after Sonic 06, but it also took that same emphasis of going through and exploring an actual town and walking to the actual map or where you need to go of Act 1. It also lets you go to different locations in different areas. So I thought that was pretty cool. For the fact it's always been a little bit different to me, because I know Sonic DX lets you do that, because like you could obviously explore the little town in the middle. You can go to the casino. Sorry, I laugh because my wife always like makes the joke. I'll put the clip right here, bro.
Why don't you try going to the casino?
We love making that joke with each other. But yeah, you got the casino, and then you can obviously explore to like this level. You can go upstairs and do or like up the elevator, do the racing. You have the air carrier that's out the other side, so it lets you rotate and be able to pick what area you wanted to go to. You can obviously change from day to night. Pretty cool, depending on what level you wanted to get into. Let's kind of like go into another thing that really bothered me, and I just want to kind of just get it out there, just get it off my chest, bro. Like, enough with the yip yapping. The Sonic werewolf thing is diabolical. It plays absolutely bad. Like, it was 100% not finished at all. So basically, when you do a Sonic werewolf map, the whole premise of it is it wants to turn itself into a hack and slasher. And don't get me wrong, I played my fair share of hack and slashers, man. I played Bayonetta, and I absolutely loved that hack and slasher. It felt smooth, dodges felt great, you had a bunch of different combos, everything felt good. I mean, I know that game came out a little bit maybe before, I don't know if it came out before or after Sonic Unleashed, but dude, Sonic, that game needed to take some inspiration from that game. This game has zero flow, like zero freaking flow. It just seemed like the combat was just a big bunch of junk. The thing that I like about Sonic games is being able to speed run through a level, get some rings, and really have good momentum of being able to make it through said level, because you're having a momentum, you're having a flow, you're having good movement, and you end up making these crazy plays to make it to the end of the level. With Sonic werewolf style, let's call him Sonic Werewolf, right, or whatever his name is, you're just spamming X, you're spamming Y. As soon as you get into big monster, or when you get into big fights with enemies, your frames drop absolutely crazy. And yes, I did play this on the Xbox 360. This game wasn't emulated, this game wasn't performance enhanced, this game wasn't anything. We're going strictly off the Xbox 360 version, and yeah, I was struggling with frames a lot, because you're hitting 100%. I'm not kidding you when I had a 100 hit combo at one point, because you're just spamming X and Y, because there's 20 to 30 little creatures within the area that you have to sit there and it gets kind of old. Like, it's not, you would think at the beginning that it feels kind of good, but then you start battling like other enemies, and honestly just ends up being a pain in the ass. I want to know who set the controls also to make him stretch his arms out with B. It is the junkiest mechanic in a video game that I've dealt with. The thing is like, it wouldn't matter if you did the homing attack with B with daytime Sonic, but you're doing two different homing attacks, or like, I consider it a homing attack, because you have to use B to grab onto stuff with bad Sonic. When you're doing the homing attack with regular Sonic, you have to press X, so you kind of like have to like press different buttons, and right off the rip, that's like a big red flag to me. You kind of want to make them have similar controls so they feel the same when you play them, but they don't. This game, when you have to do Werewolf Sonic, they expect you to do everything. They expect you to hack and slash, they expect you to have good quick timing skills, they expect you to have good platforming. They do a lot of puzzling in this, and it takes away the good parts of Sonic that you love, and it slows everything down. Sonic is about speed. Sonic is about going to the end of the map as fast as possible, not sit there and methodically fight something. When has a Sonic game ever been about puzzles? Yeah, Sonic Adventure had maybe a few. Like, we want to talk about like Sonic and the Aquatic Mines going to get a key and bringing it back, whatever, like little stuff like that. But come on, really? What is this? What? Like, I just don't see the point of it. I've had plenty of hard times platforming, a lot of dying. There's a lot of times where I'm trying to figure out puzzles and monsters just keep on shooting at me. The fighting is just so rough because the quick timing events expect you to do so much. It's just, all in all, man, I played 3 hours of the game, and it's not fun. I'm not having a good time. It does everything that a game should be good at and doesn't. When you have bad platforming, you have bad quick timing events, you have bad puzzles, you have bad hack and slashing, and you make someone sit through that. I just want to do the regular Sonic where you just run and get rings and complete the level at that. Other than that, man, I'm already having a bad time with this game. I'm doing this video strictly off the head. I ain't got no script. So if it seems like I was rambling or I kept on repeating things, it's probably because I was, because honestly, dude, it's just the first impressions video. So really, who cares? Hopefully I can come back and it kind of changes my mind. But as of right now, Sonic Unleashed is like an absolute L to me. If I had to give this game a scale from 1 to 10 right now, it's sitting at a good 3. I don't think I've ever rated everything lower than a 3 or a 5. But this game's definitely doing a good job of taking that. So other than that, man, this has been my first impressions of Sonic Unleashed. Terrible game. Other than that, if you guys want to keep on supporting me, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. It is free to do, obviously, so you can get more rambles and rants about this. I do have another Sonic game on my list and other Xbox 360 games on there. If you guys want me to play a game, make sure you guys comment down below. All that good stuff. Other than that, be safe. Tell someone you love them. Catch you guys next video. We're out.